how does one in today's time, in these times, retain a certain amount of innocence, a certain amount of sense of wonder? How does one do that? Especially this is for parents whose children do not have that, unfortunately.
See, now there are two things you said, wonder and innocence. Wonder does not necessarily come from innocence.
Okay.
See, for example, science, modern science, has done phenomenal amount of exploration. They've gone to places, they've gone into things that we would have never thought possible, all kinds of things. When you were a child, you definitely looked up at the sky, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Did you ever count the stars?
I used to do that in Simla, there was nothing to do.
How far did you go?
Oh, no, nothing. I could not go beyond 100 or 200.
So I meticulously sat down on the terrace, counting, trying to make, segments of the sky and trying to count. I've gone up to 1700 and then you get mixed up. What was there is not there, what was not there has come, it gets all mixed up. But today, that itself was wonder. 1700 just blew my mind. Today scientists are telling you there are over 100 billion galaxies, not stars, 100 billion galaxies. So as you explore, as you know, the wonder will increase because you realize the nature of the existence, then wonder will just explode. Scientists are so freaked now, they don't know where to go, which direction to go, because wherever they look, it is looking deeper and deeper than ever it was. Something as simple, just on your facial skin right now, there are 18 billion organisms. Do you know this? Don't imagine them, they're actually there. But you can't see them, that's good. I'm saying as we look closer at life, it's just exploding into wonder. So wonder is gone not because of lack of innocence or because of innocence, because what we call as knowledge, stupid conclusions about life. Today people are carrying their attention deficiency like a qualification. See, existence will yield to you only if you pay attention to something. Anything in this existence will yield to you only if you pay substantial attention to it. But now people have become like this. They can't look at anything, everything is check. Now in this condition, there will be no wonder, only conclusions in your head. There is no perception, there is only, monologues going on in your head. There is no perception. If there is perception, all noise in your head will just stop. If you're looking at something absolutely beautiful and engaging, everything stops. Why people are enjoying your cinema is just this, you switch off the lights, they focus on the thing for those whatever few minutes or 90 minutes or whatever, their usual monologues are gone, something else is happening. They don't know what's the next scene or whatever which keeps them on. But the important thing is their attention is engaged continuously, which makes them feel something has happened to them today, going to the cinema hall. If you just keep the lights on, you will see cinema will not be effective. Or if somebody is talking to them, it'll not be effective. They just sit there like this. It is the attention which is making the difference. It is not what's playing on the screen. It is what is playing on the screen is instrumental in grabbing the attention. But it is the attention, continuous attention, which is making the experience of being there. So, this is a rudimentary form of meditation. It's called dharana.
It's mentioned in the 7 different forms. So how does one in today's time retain that attention span?
One simple thing is, if I say yoga, that will be a bad thing because it's like I'm promoting it. No. Everybody must do something about themselves. Every child, every school should bring this dimension that a child is required to pay attention to something continuously. It could be music, it could be dance. See, you cannot do music or dance unless you pay attention to it, You'll make a fool of yourself if you do not pay enough attention. But you can pass an examination without attention.
Yeah.
Understand?
That's right.
Above all, if you I've seen this simple thing. Children came to us, we have a Isha home school, which is done in a very different way. I one day went to the assembly, all these 6.5-year-old kids, they're all like this, like this, like this. I said, why are the kids like broken tops? Why are they shaking around like this? Then I just brought this thing, simply every day in the morning, Sari Gama Pada Nisa, 15 minutes, everybody must do. You go there after 2 months, they're all sitting like this. That's all it takes. If you just make them walk in the forest in the night, one night, okay? In the darkness, you just make them walk, you will see they will become like this. Their ability to pay attention will become like that. Their sense of wonder will explode. You just take them into the jungle, make them walk for a night without torches, without cell phones, without anything, in a protected atmosphere, you will see within one night, there'll be a tremendous transformation in the sense of wonder in the child's life. But we are making them physically incapable of these things. Sitting just in front of the computer, they're becoming physically incapable. When physically it hurts, they will protest, they'll not do anything. So it's something that parents must take care of. Bringing up your child does not mean just sending him to school and getting marks and grades and nonsense. Your child in body and mind should grow up to full capabilities. That is when it will manifest in his life as success. Just marks will not manifest as success.
For that, parents also have to be…
Of course.
Peaceful and restful. Do you get angry?
You want me to right now? It's not that I'm incapable of anger, I'm capable of everything. It is just that I have not given this privilege to anybody that they can make me angry, they can make me happy, they can make me unhappy, they can make me miserable. I have not given this privilege to anybody. If somebody need to be shouted at, boom, I'll go.
So what makes you angry?
It doesn't make me angry. If they need a shouting, I'll give it to them. See, there are different kinds of people in the world. There is somebody here, if I just look at them, they'll understand why they're being looked at. There's somebody else here, if you look at them, they'll just stare back at you. If you tell them gently, they will understand. There is somebody here, if you tell them gently, they won't get it, you have to shout at them. There's somebody else here, even if you shout, they won't get it, you have to knock them on the head and tell them. Different levels of sensitivity in the world. Your action should be appropriate to the situation in which you exist. I am not bound like this, I will not say this, I will be gentle, I will be nice, I have no such things. I am just appropriate to the situations in which I exist. What you need, I will do. If you need only shouting, I will do. What's my problem?
What's your shortcoming?
Huh? My shortcoming is, I'm not tall enough.
You're the tallest man right now, you're here. We know that.
I came little short.
What is your shortcoming?
Others should tell me, isn't it? If I knew, I would fix it. If I knew what's my shortcoming, I would fix it.
You are a person who self-evaluates, I'm sure, very well, who knows himself. If he knows the world or he feels that he knows the world, you know, must be knowing yourself. What is it?
See, this is…
I'm restless, like let me put it, I'm restless. I don't know how I'm talking because it's wonderful to listen to you, but I'm restless, I know it. So I think it's a shortcoming, I need to settle down. What is your shortcoming?
See, it's very difficult to explain this because you're looking at, okay, as a person everybody has pluses and minuses like this. It is not that I'm all plus, no minus, I'm not thinking like that. It is just that it's very strange. I'm not really a person, that's my problem. I can… in any given moment, I will just make myself as it is necessary for that situation. Sometimes if it's not successful, I will adjust it a little more. So it's just that I'm made like this, if I sit like this by myself, I don't have a single thought on my mind. If I sit… sometimes I shut my doors for 4 or 5 days, I don't have a single thought. I don't look out of the window, I don't read, I don't do anything. So, I don't have a personality as such. So, I am neither plus nor minus, I am just like, at this moment I have to make myself up, okay, how should I be right now? How are the people around me? Accordingly I am. Otherwise, maybe in certain moments or in certain situations, I might not have succeeded as well as I could have because I did not grasp the situation at that moment, as I should have. But What is the plus in me, what is the minus in me? First of all, I don't know where is me, because I make it up. You also make it up, you're an actor. But I don't act, I really make it up. And everybody is making it up, but they believe it's true. I know it's not true. So, I don't know how to add pluses and minuses to me when I don't exist as a person.
When was the last time you cried?
Every day.
Not out of ecstasy, but out of feeling for somebody.
Every day, I would say.
Out of compassion, out of…
That's what just now, see, I'm like this. If I step on an ant, tears may come. If my mother dies, I'll simply sit there stoically, without a teardrop coming out of my eyes. Not because I have nothing for her. It is just that… it's very difficult to explain. When I want, I can go. When I don't want, I just keep quiet. So right now, Pallavi was playing that movie. I just saw those kids. I know every one of them in the village, they've all grown up now. This is some 4-year-old shot. I was just there 2 days ago and these kids were all over me. So when I looked at them, naturally a teardrop comes to me. Then the photographers come, I just suck it back. Okay? So I'm saying everything that happens within me, I've 100% made it a conscious process. If I want right now, I can go into tears. If I want right now, I can laugh. If I want, I can just sit still here without doing anything.
You can make a very good actor then. If you are so controlled with your emotions that you can… Right now, I can see tears in your eyes. No, I mean, if we go into the close of Sadhguru, we know that. So you were while talking.
So…
What is… do you feel lonely?
Lonely? I've never been lonely.
Okay.
Because the Creator has never left me alone for a moment.
I suddenly felt a sense of loneliness in you in this fraction of a second.
The Creator has never left me alone for a moment.
Who is the Creator?
He's not left anybody alone for a moment. It's only because it's throbbing within you, you're alive, isn't it? Either you're conscious of it or not.
You said just now that your Creator has never left you alone.
Yes.
So who is that Creator?
What do you mean, who? There is creation.
My first question was…
There is creation, right? There is creation. Did you create it?
No.
No. So something obviously created it. The thing is, being human, you want to draw a human picture. Who is that? That's not the point. Here within you, it is in the human form. If there is a dog, it's in the dog form. If it's an ant, it's in the ant form. If it's a tree, it's in the tree form. But the source of creation is throbbing in everything. Because people are unconscious that such a huge thing is happening within them, there is a possibility of them feeling lonely. If when you're alone, if you feel lonely, obviously you're in bad company, isn't it?
It's a great journey to be talking to you, I must say. If you have to describe, before we go to the questions to the audience, if you have to describe yourself in one word, what will that word be? I usually do this exercise with my actors, students, because then we see that if that word is going to be… In fact, it's for all of you. In your mind, please think, if you have to describe yourself in one word, what that word will be. And whether that word will be there, the same word after 5 years, 10 years, or was that word before 5 years. So if Sadhguru has to decide, and if he has to, tell me to describe himself in one word, one that… apart from mystic.
Okay. Would you consider wildlife as 2 words or 1 word?
What is the word?
Wildlife.
It's… for you it's 1 word.
1 word. So life, uncultured, uncultivated, just wild and as it is, that's me.
You're very warm also.
Just life, nothing else.
It's been very enriching talking to you, I must say that I feel rich. Okay, so questions from the audience? Yes, ma'am, in the red dupatta. Sorry, I don't know your name. You can tell me your name. Sorry? Sushmita. Okay, there's a mic coming for you, Sushmita.
Firstly, I'm overwhelmed to see both of you. And I went through the inner engineering program like 2 months back. I'm very thankful to Sadhguru for it. My question is related to what Sadhguru just said, that if we want to bring the difference in India, we all need to step out and do things on our part. So recently I was in a village of Bihar. I was doing things, I saw people there, we were finding out about the schemes there, that whether they are reaching the people or not. But the thing is, when I explain that to other people, they are very negative about it. Like, whatever you do, nothing is going to change, the system is not going to change. How do you change that kind of attitude?
That question is to you. I am only the question. I think if I have to answer that question, since he allowed me to do that, I think you have to carry on. You don't get bogged down by people. You cannot get bogged down. Even if you are alone, you must carry on. There's an incident that I went through when I used to work for Dilkush Special School for mentally challenged children. Sister Dolores, who was a Spanish nun, I told her that I want to teach here, but don't tell anybody because they will think that I'm doing it for publicity. So she said, then don't do it. I was a little surprised. She said, out of 100 people, if 4 people believe you, for us those 4 people are very important. So I just want to do that. That's what I…
So, see, not possible is a normal vein everywhere. Not possible, not possible. What is possible and not possible is not your business, that's nature's business. Your life is about doing what you really care for. Whether it's possible or not possible, why the hell are you concerned about it? That is nature's business. Nature will decide what is possible and not possible. Your business is just to work for what matters to you. If you don't do what you care for, if you do not create what matters to you, why are you living your life? What is the point of existing here if you're not doing what really matters to you? If you're doing some other rubbish which is safe, what is the point? Your life is worth it only if you're creating something that you care for, isn't it? If you're not creating what you care for, it's a wasted life before you live it. See, when we moved into the ashram in Coimbatore about 18 years ago, next to us is a rainforest. It's very rich and fantastic, but this particular hill right behind our ashram all the big trees were taken down in this one hill alone, because there was an illegal furniture industry right opposite to where we are, and we had to buy that out and dismantle it. They had removed all trees in this except the smaller ones. So in summer times it'll get brown and it radiates heat, and ashram temperatures would be at least 3 degrees to 4 degrees sometimes warmer than Coimbatore city. So I told our people, I think we should plant this mountain up. They said, Sadhguru, mountain planting? You made us do all kinds of crazy things, but planting up a mountain. Then I came with a simple formula. I said, you are not going to take plants and plant it, we will just do it this way. I created a contraption with which they poke. The main thing is why people have done it before and it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work is, they have set mindsets. They're not looking at… See, because you're not passionate enough, so you don't look hard enough. You plant a seed in the forest, animals walk on it, it gets plastered, black cotton soil, no seed will ever sprout because it gets hard. So we just poked with a conical metal thing, put 2 seeds, and I said, put sand, not soil. So put sand. About 21 days, a little over 3,000 volunteers. All we provided was midday meal on the mountain. They sang songs and like picnic we walked around. Today you come and see, all the trees in this mountain are about 15 years old and it remains green through the summer. Our temperatures are at least 3 degrees lower than Coimbatore city. And based on this, when some UN agencies came and they predicted in 1998, they came and made a prediction, by 2025, 60% of Tamil Nadu will be a desert. I don't like any kind of predictions, because predictions are made by people who are incapable of a plan in their life, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're not taking human aspiration into consideration, you're just taking cold statistic and trying to decide the future of the world. So I said, let me see it for myself, and I traveled around. I just drove across Tamil Nadu in a week's time, and I saw that the prediction was wrong, because in my estimate it would happen much sooner than 2025. Then I thought what to do, because Tamil Nadu is one region on the planet which has an agricultural history of 12,000 years of farming on the same land. Some places, the same communities and same families have been existing for 12,000 years. They've been doing farming. The only other place which has such history is some parts of South America. Nowhere else there's a 12,000 year history of agriculture. 12,000 years this land has nurtured us. In one generation, we're going to turn it into a desert. It didn't look like a good idea to me. So I just made a barefoot calculation. Tamil Nadu's green cover is 16.5%. National aspiration is 33%. How many trees should we plant? I just made a simple barefoot calculation and arrived at 114 million trees. If you plant in 6 to 8 years, in 15 to 20 years, we'll have 33% green cover. So I called a group of people and said, we need to plant 114 million trees. Their eyeballs flew, Sadhguru, do you know what that number is? I asked them, what's your population, Tamil population? They said 62 million. 62 million people. If all of us plant one tree today, nurture it for 2 years, plant one more, what's the number? You got it? Why is it? Even a beggar on the street can plant one tree, isn't it? It doesn't need any capability. Only willingness is missing, isn't it? The necessary concern is missing. Because we don't understand how life happens. We think life happens out of supermarkets and shops. Life happens out of the planet. If you don't nourish it, it will not happen. So, what is possible and not possible? Leave that to nature. Today we've planted over 14 million trees in 6 or 7 years now. Tamil Nadu's green cover has gone up officially by 5.2%. The Google Maps show that over 7% increases happen. This is the only part of Asia where actually green cover is going up. Tamil Nadu is the only place where this is happening. And I want you to know, we did not give up our life to do this. We did not give up our life to do this. To turn this mountain green, we worked only about 22 days. To make this 14 million trees happen, we have worked, a certain group of people are working full-time, the rest of us have just pitched in here and there, that's all. You don't have to give up your life to make these things happen. It is just that getting everybody involved is the big thing.
Correct. Yes, yes sir. Mic to this gentleman, please. Forward, forward. Yes.
Namaskar, Sadhguru. So my name is Kamal, I'm a 42-year-old professional. I work in a…
Little closer to the microphone.
I work in a complex technical environment, so just so there's some perspective. So here's my take on it so far. It's a really big rock of millions of rocks that are floating around out there.
It's not…
Can you keep the mic closer to your face, please? That's right.
There's one big rock that we're on. It's one of millions of them floating out there. There's 6 billion of us like ants living on it. We recently turned clever, about 5,000 years for us, and we did…
Sorry, I'm really not getting it. You must hold the microphone like…
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's quite safe, you must…
Okay. Okay, we'll start again.
Yes.
So there's 6 billion people living on this world. We recently turned clever, maybe about 5,000 years ago for us, and Western civilization maybe 2,000–3,000 years, and they think they're very clever. There's no mass consciousness on the planet. There's no combined or individual instinct for self-preservation of the environment. We have limited resources. The planetary system is completely out of balance due to the influence, to our influence. We have faulty governance. The only form of governance that I think I like so far is a benevolent dictatorship, which you run in the ashram, and I think that's the only thing that works so far. There are separations of every kind, country, religion, race, color, creed, status.
What's your question?
Where's the hope? Where's the hope? What's it going to take to change this mess?
I mean, all these statistics are there, that's exactly what he was saying. You're looking at all the horrible things. You're not looking at all the beautiful things. The earth is still spinning on time. Sun is coming up every day in the morning. Flowers are blossoming. The earth is still rich. Human beings, though they last a little bit, they still have their brains in place. So, look at the possibility rather than going on looking at what's not working. I am not saying we should not understand what's not working. Yes, we have to understand what's not working. But don't fill yourself with that. Fill yourself with a dream to create a possibility. Why sitting here, a young man like you going on saying this happening, that's happening, where is the hope? You'll only get depressed. You getting depressed is not a solution. You getting depressed is one more problem on the planet. Yes? Already we have enough.
That's a good one.
And I wanted to just get up and look at all these people. They're nice, healthy, vibrant people. It is just that life has not hit them hard enough to get up and do something right now. And apart from that, their daily grind is keeping them so busy, their own family, their own home, their own children, their own stuff is keeping them too busy for them to be going out and doing something. If you create an opportunity, I'm sure any number of them will participate. We have not created sufficient fora which is straight enough, sincere enough for many people to identify themselves with. This is exactly what we've been trying to create in South India, that first thing is brutally cleanliness. Cleanliness will not come easily, I want you to understand. When 10,000 people gather, a few million people gather, to keep the place clean, clean of corruption, corruption does not mean somebody's become an official or a minister and taking money from somebody. Small things, you push the neighbor's child and want to push your child in the front. That's where it starts. That's where it starts. And it is just a question of how powerful you are, that much you push. People who are powerful, when they push, it is visible. When you do it, you think it's all right. No. So this corruption starts. To keep this clean, you have to be brutal. People in the book are writing, I'm very compassionate. Most of the day I am horribly brutal, chopping down people for small things that went off the line. If we did not do that, you would not see the atmosphere that you see in the ashram. You do not see the cleanliness that we see in our movements. Though millions of people are working, they function like this. 1 rupee will not go unaccounted. So, this will not come easy. Brutality. Every day what I do is not compassion, not love, just brutality, really.
Wonderful. Also, there's a very beautiful line which says that failure is an event, never a person. So, I think you have your answer. And as Sadhguru said, let's not have one more problem on the planet. Yes, please. Kiranji wants to ask a question. Yes.
I'm sure it's for him.
Not for me.
It's not working.
All the questions for Anupam still remain unanswered, even though I've asked them very often. So I won't attempt it again. But I want to say that I'm very privileged to finally see you in person, and have been wanting to do so for many years, but somehow it has never been able to… it hasn't happened. Your book, Mystics Musings, which I read many years ago when I lost my brother, my younger brother, and it was a great tragedy in the family and something that I was finding very difficult to cope with. It gave me great amount of courage and made me feel much better. I don't know why it did. Maybe some works of philosophy take you into a realm where you're supposed, where it just makes you feel better that you're just a part of a greater design and nothing to feel so sorrowful about. Also, it talked a lot about spirits. It talked a lot about life being a continuous process. So there are about 100 questions I want to ask you, but there's one thing I've been very curious about after reading the book. In that you write about when you and your wife, everybody was constructing the Dhyanalingam, and you talk about how her grasp of life slipped from her. It became the thread of life or the grasp of life, something to that effect, became very fragile when she could not hold on to it and she passed away. What exactly did you mean by that?
See, the life within you, the life within you manages to stick to the physicality of who you are. We've already been through this. Physicality is something that you gathered. It is not you, it is material. It is just a piece of this planet. What you gathered from the planet, if it has to stick to the life that you are, you must be in a certain level of reverberance. If you drop in intensity below a certain point, you can't hold it. That is called as dying of old age. There is no such thing in the world anymore as dying of old age, because doctors have decided you cannot die of old age, you can only die of a heart attack or a liver failure or a kidney failure or something. You cannot die of old age anymore. If you have seen anybody close up who are dying of old age, you can see his eyes become feeble, life becomes feeble. It's like the body is struggling to hold it, but it can't hold because it's become too feeble. If the reverberation goes below a certain level of intensity, it can't stick to the body, it will leave. So that is generally understood as leaving peacefully, because without struggle it just passed on. That's the reason why the word passing on has come. You're supposed to pass on, you're not supposed to kick out. So that is if the intensity drops. Another way to leave is you raise the pitch of life's intensity to such a pitch, it went beyond normal pitch, then also you leave the body. So spiritual sadhana is trying to get the pitch of your life to the highest point, because only if the intensity of life is high, it's like the voltage is high, that's why the lights are bright. If your voltage is low, the lights will be dim, your awareness will be dim, your perception will be dim, all you will know is just survival process. So you want to pitch it up. So when you pitch it up beyond a certain point, there is always a danger that you will slip out. So we will fix certain things. We will fix certain things when a spiritual aspirant is progressing with a certain rapidity, we will fix the body in a certain way so that that cannot happen. Just yesterday I was, at the ashram satsang when we were there, one lady asked why women are asked to wear, the toe rings. What do you call this in Hindi? The toe ring, not
toe ring,
you're not wearing.
Bichwa.
Yes. So it's called mettu in South. Why women are asked to wear toe rings when they get married? Because marriage was supposed to be such a huge experience that they could leave the body. At the age of 8, they would marry them. They will never see each other till they're 14 or 15. But emotionally, psychologically, she's cultivated to believe that her husband is like God. When she meets him, life will explode. That possibility in the child's mind has built up. When she is physically mature, she is brought into marriage. Because in this country, in this culture, there is no business, there is no marriage, there is no child, there is no family. Everything is just a tool towards your liberation and mukti. You get married because you want to use that as a tool to your liberation. You raise children because you want to use that as a tool to your liberation. You become a sannyasi because you want to use that. It does not matter what you do. Everything is towards your mukti or liberation.